This video was sponsored by Signature Mac, your local Apple computer sales and service provider. Visit their new location at 4734 Parnell Avenue next to A Plus Computers, or visit them on the web at signaturemac.com. Hey everyone, this is Craig, and behind the camera is Alex. Today we have a special treat for you. I'm going to do a quick hands-on of the new iPod Touch 4th generation. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm just going to get started and I'll try to go through these as quick as possible. Let's see. Obviously, I think let's talk about the cosmetics of this new device. So you can see it's a lot thinner.
Here we have a third gen.
We have the older model right here. Kind of to compare.
That's my archaic third generation iPod.
From the face, they look fairly similar. Let's turn this off real quick. From the back, again fairly similar, except the new iPod Touch doesn't have the black. What is that called? The Wi-Fi shield or whatever.
Yeah, so the antenna can pick up.
Yeah, the new iPod Touch doesn't have that. So.
Have you been getting reception trouble with it, or?
No, it's been fine.
Huh?
It's been fine. Yeah. Obviously you can see the camera. It does have two cameras, one on the back and one on the front. That little dot right there, if you can see it. Let's do a little size comparison. Let's see if you can zoom in on the angle of that and see how much thinner the new one is.
It's not a lot thinner, but
it's noticeable. If you hold it in your hand, you can definitely tell that it's a lot thinner.
When I held them both, I could tell that the new one was a lot lighter.
Yeah, we mentioned last week in our audio podcast that it weighs half as much as the older one. So that's cosmetically, that's about it. It still has the volume buttons on the side. The hold or standby button is on the other side. Actually, it's on the right side. So that changed.
The back panel is flat.
The back panel is flat. It's not contoured or anything, so it lays flat right on the table. It doesn't swing or anything, so that's kind of nice. I think one gripe about these buttons is that they're kind of hard to press. Like, as far as the older one, you can kind of just press down on it really easily.
Right.
With the new one, it's you have to kind of press in, because you can see that the button's sitting on this little angle. So when you press it, it feels kind of weird, but I guess it's just a matter of getting used to it. Okay, let's look at some of these apps. This is running the new 4.1 iOS, so there's some new features. I guess we'll start with Game Center. That's a new thing. I'm not connected to Wi-Fi, so I can't really show you it, but it doesn't really look like anything Apple would make. It looks it doesn't look Apple.
It doesn't have the Apple aesthetic.
Yeah, it's really weird. But with this, you can challenge friends. You can look up high scores, all that good stuff. There's friend request. You can be friends with other people. There's not a lot of games right now that support Game Center, but give it time, and they'll definitely will be. Let's talk about the camera now. The camera is pretty much just like the iPhone 4. It has the back camera, which is an HD camera, which is kind of cool. And then you can flip it around, press a little button right there, and it has a front-facing camera, which is kind of cool. There's Alex.
Hi.
Switch it back, and so yeah, that's pretty cool. It does HD video on the back. The front-facing camera isn't HD, just a regular camera. So, but that's that. There's FaceTime. The only difference with FaceTime on the iPod Touch is that when you connect with someone, you just enter in their email address rather than a phone number. I kind of want to talk about the Retina display. So the super high density or super high res display. So we're gonna get the old one back here, and we're gonna show you how clear this new screen is. So if you can zoom in, I don't know if you can zoom in really close and tell the difference.
Get the autofocus here. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so this new one, you can tell, is super clear. That's pretty much the Retina display. It's not the same display as the iPhone 4. They're both super high res, except the iPhone 4 has a slightly more advanced display. Yes, the newer iPod Touch, as far as the innards go, it has the A4, Apple's signature A4 chip, their flagship processor. It's also found in the iPhone 4 and the iPad.
And the new Apple TV.
And the new Apple TV, yes. And but it has half the memory as the iPhone 4. iPod Touch only has 256 megabytes of RAM. The iPhone 4 has 512. So it's not as fast as the iPhone 4, but I mean, the performance is definitely there. Earlier I forgot that I had a ton of apps open with the whole multitasking thing. I had a ton of apps open in the background, but I didn't notice any performance degradation. So that says a lot, I think. The new iPod Touches, they come in 8GB, 32, and 64GB models. The 8GB is 230. The 32 is 300, and the 64 is 400. So I think for 200, this is the 8GB model. For $230, I think it's quite a good deal. The previous gen, before the new one was released, with the 32 model, I think the 32GB model was 300.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, and I think the 8GB model, the second gen, was 200, I believe. So for $30 more, you get all these new features, and I think that's really good. Some downsides, I think, and maybe Alex will agree with me, but I think it wouldn't hurt to put a GPS chip in here, would it?
I don't think it would hurt at all.
I really don't think. I mean, I don't think the price would go up on it. I mean, it's kind of a simple addition to it. So I think Apple kind of screwed the pooch with the GPS chip. I was really
well. At that point, you might as well also put in a SIM card slot and call it an iPhone 4.
Seriously, but I mean, I would really want GPS. That's all I gotta say.
That would be nice. So how long have you been using this now?
Well, I got it yesterday, so I've been messing with it pretty much since I got it yesterday. Installing a bunch of apps. I played a few games. The performance is definitely there. Previously, I had a second gen iPod Touch, and I had iOS 4 on it, and it was really slow.
Are games better with the accelerometer?
I really haven't tried any games that take advantage of the accelerometer, so I really don't know yet. But I would think so. I mean, it does have the new gyroscope. So yeah.
So any other thoughts from your first 24 hours of playing with this?
The HD camera is not bad. In fact, actually, I'll also post a sample video that kind of shows off the HD camera on here, so you'll see how good that is. So yeah, that is it for the iPod Touch 4th generation. we will see you next week for our audio podcast.
This video was sponsored by Signature Mac, your local Apple computer sales and service provider. Visit their new location at 4734 Parnell Avenue next to A Plus Computers, or visit them on the web at signaturemac.com.